Bonjour, bienvenue en classe aujourd'hui. C'est la classe A1.2. Je m'appelle Steven, un professeur à l'Institut d'études de la langue française. Dans cette leçon, nous allons apprendre comment demander ou donner une explication, comment parler du temps, le passé composé, comment exprimer l'appartenance, particulièrement comment parler du temps. L'utilisation de pourquoi, parce que, pour, les saisons, la température et la météo. Ici, nous apprenons ici comment demander ou donner une explication. How to demand or to give an explanation. La cause. Qu'est-ce que c'est la cause? The cause. The cause. So when you want to talk about cause, how do you express it? How do you talk about it? Pourquoi Thomas est venu hier? Pourquoi Thomas est venu hier? Pourquoi Thomas est venu hier? Why did Thomas come yesterday? Why did Thomas come yesterday? It's a question. So you are given the reason, the cause. Parce qu'il doit voyager. Parce qu'il doit voyager. Parce qu'il doit voyager. Thomas est venu hier parce qu'il doit voyager. So Thomas came yesterday because he must travel. So I've given the reason there, the cause. Parce qu'il doit voyager. So we use the word parce que. Parce que means because. To express the cause of an action. Le but. Le but. That is the reason. The reason. So sometimes when you are asked a question, you are not giving the cause. You may want to give the reason directly. Le but. On demande, pourquoi Julie est venue avec lui? Pourquoi Julie est venue avec lui? Why did Julie come with him? Why did Julie come with him? Hmm? So we now say, pour voir sa mère. Pour voir sa mère. To see our mother. To see our mother. Pour voir sa mère. That is the reason why Julie came with him to see her mother. So in this case, we are not using parce que, we are not giving the cause, but we are giving that particular reason. Pour voir sa mère, the particular reason why the person came. Pour voir sa mère. Regardez comme exemple. Le professeur, that's the teacher says, il y a une classe demain. Il y a une classe demain. Il y a une classe demain is what? There's a class tomorrow. The teacher says there's a class tomorrow. And then Louis says, pourquoi? Louis is asking pourquoi. Pourquoi means why? Pourquoi? And then the teacher says, pour préparer pour l'examen. Pour préparer pour l'examen. This is to prepare for the exam. Pour préparer pour l'examen. Now, regardez. Let us compare these two statements. Let us compare them. The question was, the teacher was saying there's exam, there's a class tomorrow, il y a une classe demain, and then Louis says, pourquoi? Why? Which is why. Now, somebody says, parce que préparer pour l'examen. Because prepare for the exam. Because prepare. It will be very wrong to say this. Parce que préparer pour l'examen. No. In this case, you can't give the cause. You can only give the reason, the objective. Pour préparer pour l'examen. To prepare for the exam. Pour préparer pour l'examen. Then, Louis now says what? He says, parce que je dois travailler. Excusez, il says pour préparer pour l'examen. Pour préparer. Now, when he says pour préparer pour l'examen, Louis now says that je ne peux pas venir demain. Je ne peux pas venir demain. I cannot come tomorrow. I cannot come tomorrow. Then this time around, the teacher asks, pourquoi again? Pourquoi? Why can you not come tomorrow? Then Louis now says, parce que je dois travailler. We can give a cause now. La cause. Parce que je dois travailler demain. Because I must work tomorrow. If you wanted to say pour, you must have said pour travailler demain. This is the only thing you could have said. But he said, parce que je dois travailler demain. So you see the difference. So we use parce que when we want to explain the cause of something. Parce qu'il doit voyager. We use pour to express the reason, le but. Pour voir sa mère. Ok? Nous continuons. So finally, we can use pourquoi or pour to ask or to demand an explanation. We have come to the end of this particular subject. We'll continue on the next slide. Merci beaucoup.
All right, une tentative means an attempt. All right, une tentative means an attempt, and the verb is tenter. I want to say that I will try to explain. Je vais tenter à expliquer. All right, je vais tenter d'expliquer le problème. I'm going to try to explain the problem, or je vais tenter de trouver la solution. I'm going to try to find the solution. So there's tenter de, which goes with a verb, and there's tenter which goes with a noun. All right, I'm going to try the car. Je vais tenter la voiture. Je vais tenter la voiture. That is tenter plus a noun. All right. Je tente la voiture. Je tente la voiture, and there's a difference between il tente de voyager. Il tente de voyager is attempting to travel. So when you use tenter without the word de, then what is coming after it will be a noun. Then we also have tenter de, then what will come after that will be a verb. All right, we also have faire l'effort. Faire l'effort literally, of course, means to make an effort. All right, to make an effort. I would like to expatiate a little on se donner la peine. La peine means the pain. All right, so donner la peine means to give yourself the pain, to go through the pain. All right, to make an attempt. All right, so je me suis donné la peine. All right, je me suis donné la peine de travailler. I gave myself the pain. That is, I made an effort. I tried. Je me suis donné la peine de travailler. I made effort. I gave myself the pain to work. So donner la peine means to make an attempt, to give an effort. All right. Then there's also finally here the expression chercher. We know that chercher means to search. All right. But chercher à means that you are trying to arrive or to achieve something. So For example, I am not trying to convince you